Good morning, my friends. How are you? Welcome to Rituals to Rise. This is Kate, and I am so happy that you found us. Many of you are part of our subscription where you come to the Facebook group or you do it via YouTube on Agent Rising. However, you found us, I'm glad you're here. And today I want to talk about upleveling. So today is our upleveling day. It's Wednesday. So every Wednesday we try to find some way to uplevel. And I want to tell you a little story. So yesterday I did this mediation training, and this mediation training is going on for 3 weeks, which already gives me like heart palpitations because for a realtor to invest 3 weeks into a training is really hard. And so I've already got this going on, and you have to. It's mandatory to go to every class, right? So so when you commit to it, it sounds like it's going to be okay, and then when the time comes, it's pretty stressful because there's multiple things going on that and you have to like just stay on this one course. So anyway, so I did this class, and as this is going on, I was trying to get to Bellingham, get to Attleboro, go to get home in time for my husband's me time, because Tuesday nights is one of the nights I don't work. And so all of these things were going on. And the class was about from 9 till 12:30. So 9, 10, 11, 12, like 4.5 hours, right? And so at the end of that class, I was exhausted. And there was another thing I was supposed to check in on NAR for instructor. So all these things going on. And on paper, right, it looked okay. And I always say, and this is part of my Rituals to Rise training, is for me that what my test is 4 appointments a day, and I can stay sparkly. Anything more than 4 appointments, and it's too much, like normally too much on a regular basis for me, right? So when I'm trying to control my limits, I try to keep it to those 4 appointments a day. So I get home and I'm like, all right, I gotta just regroup here. I didn't want to drive in the snow, so I rescheduled those things that would have taken travel. So I had this window, and I'm like, so tired. And I was like, why are you tired? You just sat there for 4.5 hours. You didn't really have to do anything other than pay attention. And so I just really wanted to like dig in a little bit to how I felt, and I how I try to manage it. So anyway, now the part that I forgot about when I was thinking about my day, when I looked to it on paper, was all the things I needed to do in order to get 9 o'clock to be free. So 3 people came by my office before 9 o'clock. I did the thing with Nancy in the morning, that the rituals with Nancy in the morning. So we had to organize that. So even before the day started, technically I had 4 appointments before I started the mediation. So when I really broke down later, and by the way, really important to do, if you're feeling extra exhausted, or you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to, I don't know how to deal. This is just too hard. Take a look at what's going on in your schedule, at least for me. So, anyways, so today comes, and we've been trying to get the vaccine for my mother-in-law, and I had told her I would take her, and I've got that mediation in the morning today and in the afternoon, and she's supposed to be like stuck right there in the middle, and of course she doesn't move very fast. So I'm like, how am I going to do this? And again, that gets that exhaustion back because I cannot make my schedule work around it. I've got to start taking things off the schedule. I have to, that don't do list becomes even more important than ever. And I have to delegate out, and I have to find space for, if that makes sense. And just do to the best of my ability what that schedule is. So this is that hard thing about prioritizing. And, I am trying to stay true to that exercise we did, the year-end review, about going through all of last year, looking at what brought energy, what took energy away, what is you want more of, what do you want less of. And I'm trying to be true to that. And then I am in the middle. I am definitely knee deep in not doing that. So anyway, what do you do? So some of the things that I put into the chat are some of the tools that I have been using to try to manage this. I'm going to just call it schedule exhaustion. And the first is fuel, right? So, I had kind of gotten away from some green drinks. So getting back on the green drinks in the morning, just to try to make sure that my cells are nourished. And the second part is getting that exercise in. So this morning at 4 a.m., I woke up and I put on my cross country skis and went cross country skiing out in this great big field that we have, right? And I was able to look up at the stars, and just my puppy was running in front of me, and it was just a magical moment. And I was like, okay, this will sustain me. So I was able to get that movement in. One of our favorites here, Maggie, has been walking in the morning. And so what she has been finding is that that's been a transitionary um, motivational thing for her to carry her through the day. So getting outside in the air, connecting to nature first thing in the morning. I nudged that off my schedule when I was trying to figure out how I was going to fit everything in. But it's really important to me. My cross country skiing was 20 minutes. So it wasn't like I just totally upset the apple cart. I just did a little bit more. And I think I talked about that with you guys a couple of weeks ago. For those who are new to this, go back and do a little bit of binge watching and get some of the other tips. All right, so there's that. The next is rest or napping or meditating during the middle of the day, during your slump. So rather than trying to bull through, take a whatever it is for you, an hour, half hour to regroup and either meditate, take a nap, or just reset. Like, so getting away from it all, because we can't go strong all day long. All right. We need to have a moment or two that we're regrouping. So I've tried to build that into my schedule. And so also, if I'm getting up at 4 and I need to have my day end at like after 8, then I'm going to need a reset, right? So for me, that's a nap, like a 20-minute nap. I do like the JFK 20-minute power nap. And that to me is a good reset for the day. All right. So checking in on that. And then the last is really, truly looking at that schedule and saying, what can work for me? And what do I have to say, not now? And it's hard, right? Because I'm a people pleaser. I want to make sure that everybody's happy. And what happens is that instead of making them happy, I make them unhappy because I break my promises to them. I don't know about you. And again, this is a February problem, I think, because we're coming off of the new year. We're coming off of really a vulnerable place for us personally and professionally because we've just done an evaluation of our year before. It's cold, it's dark, and so it's snowy. So a lot of times we have a lot of external factors affecting us. All right. I'd love to hear from you. What do you do to preserve that ever loving sparkle during these months and during these days? And what can you teach us? What has worked for me, just to review, is number one, in the morning, outside activity. All right. Mine was only 20 minutes today, but it just hugely transitioned. Number two, fuel, right? So make sure that you are trying to take care of yourself and fueling yourself. Number three, reset, right? So get some rest, whether it's napping, meditating, praying, writing, journaling, or whatever, just taking a downtime, a reset time in the middle of the day if you're going to have long days. And number four is remember your schedule. Like a 4-hour class every single day or a lot of days during the week is a lot. That should count for more than one appointment. All right. So I looked at that as one appointment. A 4.5-hour appointment that I have to be totally on is not considered an appointment to me. When I do my Rituals to Rise trainings and I'm gone all day, or even the 4 hours that we've been doing online, I'm exhausted after, right? I have to know that. There ain't no sparkle right after that. All right. So those are some of the tips that I use to manage mine. And the other is the don't do list. So important right now. We want to be everything to everybody and we don't want to miss things. And what ends up happening is we burn ourselves out. And I don't want you to be burned out. I want you to be the sparkling star that you were meant to be. So I will see you tomorrow. Thanks so much for checking in.